Dr. Majavan, let us start.
Ladies and gentlemen, I, Dr. Majavin Banu, welcome you all on our fourth day of FDP on skill requirement for Industry 4.0. It gives me immense pleasure to announce that we have with us Professor Bholanath Dutta today as a technical expert. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you,
Professor Datta is an educationist, a serial entrepreneur, and visiting professor in India and overseas. Former World Bank quality assurance expert in higher education. Sir is a champion mentor in Startup India initiative of Government of India and mentor of change at Atal Innovation Mission, Atal Tinkering Lab, Niti Ayog of Government of India. Sir has authored 21 books. Sir has written over 100 papers and serving in advisory board of many organizations, be schools and universities in India and overseas. A sought-after speaker in national and international forums, Professor Datta has over 25 years of experience in defense, corporate, higher education, research, consultancy, and startup activities. He is a change maker and a force behind over top 50 path-breaking initiatives under MTC Global, and thus adding values every second in education space, cutting across geographic region. So we welcome you here, sir. Floor is all yours, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Very good afternoon to all of you, and good afternoon to Professor Anup Ghosh and Dr. Mujabin Banu. Thank you so much. At the outset, let me extend my heartfelt thanks to GIBS for the invitation and extending a wonderful learning opportunity for me to share my views, my experience dealing with the higher education space. And I'll try to connect with the today's topic, skill requirement for Industry 4.0. And at the same time, I would expect the questions and interjections from the esteemed delegates, because this is an FDP and we all are teachers, okay, at the end of the day. And the best way to learning, today we talk about collaborative learning because of you all are online platform. So that's a great opportunity to learn from each other, to share our views. So I'll just start my insight on today's topic. See, the topic which was suggested is skill requirement for Industry 4.0. And why we're talking about Industry 4.0, I think across the globe, there is a lot of discussions about industry institute interface. And we have seen that various reports by ASSOCHAM and CII, and they have mentioned clearly that industry looking for skilled graduates, but they're not getting it. And employability quotient is very, very low as far as our business students and even engineering students are concerned. So I think this Industry 4.0, I think we cannot detach education from the industry. That's number one, because at the end of the day, the passed out students, they need a placement, whether it is a private job or the government job. All are industries. Even education is also industry. And today we're talking about education 4.0. So let's see how it is evolving over a period of time. And people are talking about industry 5.0. Probably we're having the 5G. And surprisingly, in China and US, in some parts, they have also done the experimentation for 6G. Okay, so fantastic. Okay, fantastic development during this last 2 years of pandemic period. I think a lot of developments and this kind of transformation, what we could see today, even in education and in the industry, this is all because of the this pandemic, this corona, all because of the pandemic. There is a report by KPMG which it says that what transformation generally industry expected for next 10 years that had happened in last 6 to 7 months. The kind of digital conversion, okay, is happening in industry as well as in education sector, because we all are experiencing, in fact, we all are handling classes online, We all are doing the presentation, research presentations, attending seminar conferences, everything online is happening. So how this no technology is going to make a change in the education space in terms of learning, in terms of no learning outcome? I think that's a big question. People are talking about, if we come back to the face-to-face mode, the normal mode, whether still will be embracing the online mode or not. But people are suggesting, let us go for the blended learning mode. I think that's the best way to look forward. But in case of blended learning mode, even there are a lot of challenges, because challenges in terms of the course content, in terms of course delivery, as far as the lesson plan is concerned, because we have seen that what is working well in conventional mode that does not work well on online mode. Because in terms of learning outcomes and in terms of the course content, what we develop, even the lesson plan, the way we develop for the online delivery, it has to be something different from the offline platform. I think therein challenges come. Can we bring in those kind of challenges if we go for the blended? Can we have a two different kind of lesson plan? Can we have two different types of contents? Can we have the exercises and the learning outcomes clearly stated for the online delivery as well as for the offline delivery? I think the challenge will remain, and I'm sure for last 2 years, we all teachers have adapted, this change, and we know how to deliver the content. We know how to deliver the lesson plan. There was some difficulties in the beginning as far as the evaluation and assessment is concerned. And there was a lot of hue and cry newspaper that many institutions, they have conducted their test on Google Form. Okay, so this kind of discussion was there, but this all part of learning. See, this all part of learning. Initially, no academic world was not prepared. They were putting their investment on the infrastructure, and people are talking, no, it's not academic institutions, it's kind of real estate. Okay, so a lot of the person that the views are different, and we must respect the views of each individual, because they have their different perspective, their own experiences, and based on this all experiences and views shared over a period of time for last 2 years, we could see that yes, online education has its advantages in many areas, and also at the same time there are some flaws. I don't say it's flaws, there are some gaps probably which can be addressed if we have 5G, 6G in place, and latest technology and the platform in place. Definitely last year it was around 850 no LMS companies in India, but this year it has overshot 1,000. So see, a lot of companies were using the Zoom, right? Zoom was not having that kind of feature. There was a lot of safety feature. People are talking about the safety aspects of the Zoom, because there are a lot of people can hack it, and a lot of other no question marks were there. But Zoom has come out foolproof with a lot of added features with the classrooms and other added advantages in its online platform. We have the Zoom, the Google Meet, the Microsoft Team, we have the Canvas, the Moodle. So different colleges, they're using different virtual platform. But there are so many others, the small time companies, they have come out with the fantastic features. And one of my mentees, from Hyderabad, he has developed one online applications LMS, wherein there was a lot of debate initially. And when we read the newspaper, we could see that students are climbing on the top of the trees and with their laptop and studying. Is it not? And students are studying, going on the top of the hill and studying. All those kinds of pictures used to come 1.5 years back on the newspaper. Can we see now? No, we don't see those kind of pictures now. Because of technological integration. One of my mentees, as I was mentioning, from Hyderabad, he has developed one learning platform wherein even the bandwidth is very low. Still students can attend the session. I think that's the beauty of the technology, and we are happy that we are fortunate that today we have every one of us have the smartphone, the widespread network of the service providers, the internet, what we have at that much cheaper rate. I think these all are the blessings for all of us. Even for the students, there was a lot of challenges in the beginning, but later on, they could adapt those challenges. And quickly, we know people say, people say that those people are really happy, those who have changed very fast, those who have adapted to the changes very fast. I think it's true. It's not that no economy is collapsed completely. It's not that all the industries are not doing well. Okay, if we talk about tourism industry, definitely it is a bad hit, is it not? If we talk about the the hospitality industry, it's a bad hit. Definitely, there is no tours and travels. But at the same time, if we talk about the IT industry, there is a huge growth. Okay, if we talk about the medical equipments, okay, industry, okay, the small medium enterprises, there is a huge growth. If we talk about the financial sector, especially connected with the health insurance and other benefits, okay, we could see there is a huge boom. And the number one sector we see there is a huge growth is the FMCG sector. FMCG sector has done fantastic in the last 2 years. So there are some entrepreneurs, those are talking about virtual tourism. People are not able to move. Can we provide virtual tourism to them? Because tourism industry is a different industry wherein product does not move. Okay, people, consumer needs to move from one place to other place, and that's the major challenge. And that's why that's a no bad industry. And we could see that no student mobility. Okay, we are connected with the academics. Okay, the internationalization, a lot of debate on the globalization and the localization, and immediately our government has started Atmanirbhar Bharat. Okay, before it was there, Make in India, Made in India, Study in India, all those initiatives were started in the first regime of the NDA government. But now we could see that Atmanirbhar Bharat, a lot of benefits are being extended because there is a lot of pressure because international tourism and travels related, especially this corona. Now we have the Omicron virus around 223. If we go as per the yesterday's newspaper reporting, I think this is all related to the travel and a lot of restrictions. I think given such a point, it is very much needed for all of us to become self-reliant, to become self-resilient. It does not mean we're disconnected from the rest of the world. And therein technology come into place in a big way. Today, we could see that Indian institutions, especially small institutions in tier three cities, okay, they are able to connect with a good resource person overseas in other cities in India and able to conduct some guest lectures, some classes on modular approach for the students, which was quite difficult in the normal time because of the expenses, okay, associated with this kind of arrangement. So I think given the situation that right now we need to discuss in details how the industry is changing and can academic keep pace with the industry because academic cannot be disconnected with the industry. I think that's the area I think where we need to give focus. I think the whatever I say is just a kind of introduction so that we can take up the discussion to the next level. At the same time, I'll request all the esteemed the delegates, those who are present, okay, please raise questions and share your views also add on, okay, so that we all of us can learn from each other. Now, why we say it's industry 4.0? So what is industry 1.0 and what is industry 2.0? What is industry 3.0? I think therein we need to give a little bit of focus so that we can slowly come to the today's topic and deliver it much in depth. And I've divided this today's deliberation into three parts so that each parts we can connect and we can have a detailed discussion. The first one is with relevant is related to the industry. Second one, as a teacher, what we're supposed to do in this kind of situations where we on digital platform. And the third is education 4.0, how education industry is undergoing changes and why all stakeholders they're supposed to do with this kind of rapid changes. I think that's the three parts. The first part is about industry, and we'll try to connect with the academics. Okay, how it is impacting the academic world, and whether as a teachers, we are ready to face it with the not. I think that's the main area. Now, Industry 1.0, typically, we all know that it is connected with the production. See, all this Industry 1.0, 2.0, it is directly linked with the manufacturing, especially, and it is directly connected with the productivity. Okay, when the water and the steam powered machines were developed, the late 18th century, that particular period is called about Industry 1.0. Now, Industry 2.0, when the electrical power came into play, that we called Industry 2.0. Industry 3.0 is when the invent of the integrated circuit and the chip, okay, which helped to enhance the productivity manifold. So everything is connected with the manufacturing industry and connected with the production. And Industry 4.0, which is the today's topic, is connected with the advent of internet. Okay, how internet is impacting on the business, how internet is impacting on the day-to-day life. And today we know that the usage of artificial intelligence, usage of augmented reality, virtual reality, okay, all this kind of the latest developments, and how we can integrate some of these tools, even the social media tools which are being extensively used, okay, by the students, how we can best make use of these tools and techniques for our purpose to ensure that we deliver the content, and the receivers, especially here the learners, students, they learn those concepts well. I think that's about Industry 1.0, Industry 2.0, Industry 3.0, and Industry 4.0. But there is today already we started talking about Industry 5.0. Industry 5.0 essentially, see, we read in newspaper that Facebook and other companies, even Elon Musk, they're investing huge amount on artificial intelligence, wherein no human and robot can dance together. That's what they talk about the Industry 5.0. Okay, it's about the quantum computing. Okay, is which can do the calculations in an exponential rate. Generally, we know in computers, okay, the calculation is done either 1 or 0 bit. Okay, in quantum computing, both the things come together, and I think that's about Industry 5.0. If that thing happens, how it will impact the academic world. I think therein, I think today a lot of importance is given. That's why we see in many business schools, abroad, even in NAP 2020, okay, and they have suggested coding for the school-going students, because coding has become the buzzword, because it is connected with the IT. And many business schools abroad, they even teach them, okay, C++ and Python, some of the advanced programming language, some of the advanced tools and technologies. And in India, most of the business schools, we have the SAP programs, we have the business analytics, okay, other programs also we have to ensure that students, they have the requisite skill sets, what industry are actually looking for. Now, if we talk about the Industry 4.0, there are certain skill sets about what people are talking about, okay, especially as far as the corporate world is concerned. And these skills are known as power skills. Okay, these are known as the power skills. So which of these skills? I think we also face the similar kind of situations, and there is a lot of discussions also in newspapers and informally. Okay, the number one is the communication and the teamwork. Okay, communication and the teamwork. The advent of remote working, or work from home, or work from anywhere, wherein the employees are not coming into the workplace. There's a lot of challenges, lot of stress, okay, because the supervisor or the managers or the CEOs, top management, they're not able to communicate properly what generally they can do in a normal workplace, and because of that, there is some communication gap. There's a lot of video fatigue, okay, a lot of video fatigue, because continuous engaging classes, 4 or 5 classes in a day, okay, it's not so easy, because see, online we cannot interact with the students in a normal classrooms. How we can do it? We cannot pat on the back of the students, we cannot handshake with the students. So is it possible? That's what people are saying. Is it possible to smell someone is cooking a beautiful, delicious food? Can you smell it over the internet? No. So there is a gap. Eventually, there is a gap. I think that's emotional part, emotional quotient. That's what people are talking about today. There is a lot of stress among the employees in the corporate and the management. They think lot of no poll you will find out in LinkedIn. Okay, can management contact anytime to the employees? Now working hour is 8 hours. Okay, if the no employees they go to the office, but as they're working from home, initially, now people they thought, okay, they are at home. Anytime we can approach, anytime we can give a call, anytime we can send email, and management expect they should revert. That created lot of troubles, lot of stress. Okay, so this communication and the teamwork, it's a teamwork. First of all, we have to understand they are working from home. Many people say, and there are many research also conducted during this last 2 years, where it says that work from home, the productivity has gone up. It's no way is less. Let us be clear on this part. There's a lot of doubts, a lot of question marks. People think that if someone is working from home means that fellow is not giving his or her 100%. I think that's a very, very wrong opinion. That's a very wrong opinion. People are working from home. They're giving more than what they could give when they're at the office. And there are research, dedicated research conducted in the corporate, when it is found out that productivity has gone up. That's why Ministry of Commerce in India, they tried to do some exercise to find out whether 4 days work is effective or not. And Japan already they conducted, and they could see that 4 days work, okay, and 3 days weekend can enhance the productivity, because in today's world, people are full of stress, lot of information dumping, lot of unwanted worries in the mind of the people. They get peace in their mind. If they are peaceful, if they're happy, they are content, they get good sleep, they have peace in their mind, definitely their productivity will go up. Whatever they perform, they will have more focus, they will have more concentration. And research says that it is true. Okay, but 4 days week, I think that may not be a feasible idea because of the myth. Because of the myth. The more we work, the more is the productivity. The longer hours we stay at office, our productivity is more. Okay, this myth. And this myth, we know we cannot bust this myth in a very short span of time. Probably it will take time, but this corona has proven many of these accepted principles are wrong. Like work from home is less productive. This was, which was thought before, it is proven it is a wrong. It is also proven that people cannot change fast. It is also proven wrong. Given a situation, if the pressure is high, if there is no plan B, that's what we say, no plan B, okay? Number one is plan A, second is plan A. Whenever we have plan B, there is a chances of slog. No plan B. Online means there is no option. We have to have online platform. We have to engage. We have to learn. We have to deliver. Whatever we have to do, we have to do it. Not only for the higher education, even kids are learning online. Definitely, but the kids' challenges are more because kids' learning abilities are different. Okay, so they need a lot of face-to-face this thing. But as far as higher education is concerned, the UG and PG level, okay, the tertiary level, what you talk about, I think therein the online education, we can't say that this is less productive. That's why a lot of discussions, debates are going. How the corporate is evaluating the graduates, those who have passed out last year and this year. How they will evaluate? Because they all have passed out through online mode. How you will evaluate? Okay. So challenges, how you will evaluate? By seeing the marks card, or by seeing that whether that individual has the requisite skill sets for a particular role for which the job description is given. That is what industry is looking for. We know what Donald Trump did, the previous president of US. And he said there's a lot of hue and cry in the world. People are afraid. Academic world was second. when he took a decision, right, for the federal government, the academic qualification should not be there in the eligibility criteria. The person should have the skill sets for a particular role. And if that person can perform, he or she can be recruited for that job. So there is a lot of hue and cry. People say that how you can do that? There is no value of academic qualification. Definitely there is a value. But they are much focused. That's what, see, what this corona has done. We have seen the great resignation people are talking about across the world, the great resignation. Companies, they have tried their best to cut cost. Similarly, academics world have done the similar things. Okay, I interact with hundreds of teachers. I know their fate. I know how teachers are struggling. Let us understand it. Because in this pressing time, all are looking at the productivity only. That's why we say in marketing, it's not 4 P's or 7 P's. People process physical evidence. This is the 8th P, which is given by this pandemic, productivity. End of the day. What is the inflow? What is the outflow? All the HR philosophies, principles, okay, what we talk about, gone for a toss during this pandemic time. No one bothered. People have become very sharp. You know what happened few days back? I forgot that person's name, CEO of one company. Over the Zoom meeting, he has given pink slip to more than 3,000 employees. Because of that, board has given notice to that fellow. He's an Indian of one MNC. I think someone can help me from the participant. And it was on the headline of the newspaper. On the Zoom meeting, he has given no pink slip to 3,000 employees across the world. So this is something we all need to understand. This corona will not be there all the time. Okay, this corona will not be there all the time. It will go off slowly. Now situation is better. Things will come back to normalcy. But we have to have endurance. We have to have patience. We have to be compassionate, because this pandemic has also taught us the family values, the values of relations, which many of us, okay, not given thought before. I think there's a lot of plus sides of the pandemic. It has also shown us that to live a good, healthy life, we don't need a lot of unwanted things. We need basic things. We have seen how people, good health, holding good positions, they have died. Corona has not differentiated rich or poor, literate or illiterate. Okay, so I think there is a lot of learnings out of this corona, and many people, they have taken a lot of lessons out of this. And that's what I said. Those people are happy. Those who have changed very fast. Those who have adapted to the changes very fast and understood the life very well. I think that is very, very important. So this communication and the teamwork, what I was referring to, communications, the free flow of communications, the right kind of communications when employees are working from the remote, that's very much needed. We are not supposed to call employees even in the weekends, okay, or in the midnight, or sending mail round the, okay, clock 24/7 and expect employees to revert. I think that gives a lot of unwanted stress. I think this stress, okay, yeah, I think, yes, Dr. Majabin Banu has said correctly, the CEO Vishal Garg, okay, of better.com, yes, he has given the pink slip over Zoom. Thank you, ma'am, to 3,000 employees. Okay, so that's something, very, very unprecedented. We cannot think of. Okay, this kind of things also, will happen. But see, things are happening. Okay, so see, we as a teachers, we need to be resilient, and that's what people say, that teachers are not teachers, they are teachers premiers. Okay, a lot of teachers I have seen during this pandemic, those either forced to leave or those who have left the teaching job because of many challenges, they started their enterprise and they're able to manage the family. Okay, during this difficult time, they're able to manage their family. I think that's the basic needs they're able to what do you call it, meet the both ends. I think so. This first aspects, the communication, the teamwork. The second part is the leadership and the management. It's always a big challenge, right? And when the NAC or the NBA or you talk about Times Higher Education, QS ranking, Shanghai ranking, whatever ranking we talk about, everywhere you will find out the first criteria is the management and the governance, faculty autonomy, academic freedom, leadership, all those big concepts which are very vague, which cannot be quantified, but has huge bearing, has huge impact on the performance of any organization, whether it is a corporate entity or whether it is an academic entity. So this leadership and management in this difficult time, that's what people are talking about. No, the social quotient, the social aspect, the emotional intelligence or the emotional leadership people are talking about. Okay, how empathetic leaders are to connect with the employees, to understand their problems genuinely and try to address. People don't mind because of some financial pressure, companies not doing well, even the salary is cut. But people will definitely mind if their problems are not addressed, if their voices are not heard by the management. I think that's where problem comes. It's not about always money, right? People are not given increment, not given hike in corporate many places. People may not feel bad, but if their voices are heard, if their concerns are taken care, I think there is okay. Absolutely, there may not be any problem because the first part, if the communication is right, if they are no made to understand the challenges and how the company is preparing to overcome the challenges, if leadership and management is able to connect and pass through thoughts to the employees, I think everyone can be on the same platform. We all are human beings. We all understand the challenges. Okay, the world is going through. It's not no, I am not impacted. Everyone in the world equally impacted. So everyone understand. So this particular leadership and the management, I think they have a big role in the corporate at the same time in academic world. See, whatever is happening in the corporate, equally we can connect with the academic world. So the second point is the leadership and the management. The third point is the personal development and the wellness. I think this is no one part. Okay, we all talk about in normal time. Now employees work from home, remote working. They are okay stuck at home. Okay, 365 days. Okay, so how their well-being is taken care of. There are examples wherein corporate is sending a lot of Christmas gift through parcel, through courier, okay, to the employee's house, okay, sending some gift off and off, on and off, some incentives in some kind they're sending, and management is trying to connect over the Zoom meeting with the employees and discussing and understanding their problem and the challenges and involving the employees how they can overcome. I think this kind of arrangement or this kind of involvement of the employees can definitely take care of the employee well-being, because now the picnics or the outbound trips which generally happen in the corporate, even in academic world also, okay, similar kind of things happen, so that no just to ensure that no employees have free time, they have some fun, okay, and all those things are no part of the well-being of the employees. But during these 2 years of pandemic time, these things are not happening. So definitely we have to find out some ways, okay, to bring in smile in the face of no all the employees. I think there are many no possibilities are many, and there are many innovations can happen in this particular area. No, and I think that's the beauty. That's the beauty of the able management and the personal development. Definitely in terms of if I say training and the skills, okay, skill and training, or in terms of extending the health insurance. Many companies, those who are not giving the health insurance, suppose I heard this Zomato and Swiggy, okay, these companies did very well, right? All these companies, aggregator, Zomato and Swiggy, they did extremely well, and they have served so much. I think not only they have done, they have made their business, but no, they have done a human, the mammoth task, okay, because people were stuck at home, and these people worked day and night and delivered foods. What a fantastic job these people have done. And these companies have extended the health insurance benefit even to the people, those who carries food. I think this kind of personal development, this kind of intervention by the leadership and the management definitely bring some smile in the face of the employees, improve their motivations, and develop the positivity. I think these all have direct impact on their performance, which ultimately lead to the productivity. Now, the next point, the next board area, the first one is the power skill. Then power skill, no, we connect with the soft skill or the life skills. So essentially, the communication, the team building, the personal development, well-being, the emotional quotient, trying to connect with the employees, okay, on the weekend, being empathetic, emotional leadership, the social intelligence, all those are part of soft skills, which are known as power skill, because these skills are very much important. And that Warren Buffett, okay, he says that 95% of the people are successful because of their communication. I think that's very, very important. Now, we are in communication does not mean the person who can speak good English or speak in good mother tongue Hindi or whatever language it is. Communication means how we can connect, with the heart of another person, how we can understand his or her difficulties and challenges, how we can address this, how we can address this, be a partner in the solutions. I think this is part of the communications, major part of the communications. I think therein the big challenges comes in. The second point is the tactical skills. Okay, tactical skills more connected with the the kind of technical skills we're talking about, out of or some problems which are coming out because of this pandemic, which was not so common before. Okay, and we need to address this. Now, the number one, the challenge is what we could see, and which is being reported in newspaper and the media, is the great resignation. I think I refer to this. Okay, great resignation, the retrenchment, the laid off, these challenges, how we can address these challenges. Is there any way we can address? Is there any way we can avoid this? I think this we need to find out. There is a lot of opportunities for the students and the teachers, wherein we can carry out some empirical research in these areas and find out innovative solutions, okay, to address the great resignation. Is there any other way to avoid the great resignations? I think that would be a great contributions to the humankind, okay, by and large, if I say. Now, business intelligence, then the tactical skills. See, during this particular time, if you look at what happened and how people are consuming, okay, during this pricing time, what are their needs? What are the items they are focusing? Okay, which particular channel they're watching, or this pandemic, how people's behavior has changed during these last 2 years. We could see that people have changed a lot last 2 years. Okay, definitely. So can we bring in some kind of analytics or business intelligence? How people have changed for last 2 years, their preferences and needs have changed, and how organization can address those, or how organization can give training to their employees, okay, so that they can address to the changing needs of the customers and the consumers. Like if I say simple example, if I try to connect with the teachers, you see, for last 2 years, right, we could see that students, okay, behavior had changed a lot. And students are highly heterogeneous, right? Their learning skills are different. The way one person learns, other person does not learn in a similar way. So as a teacher, how we can ensure that, how we can bring in some kind of innovation in the online mode, wherein we can address this for a classroom of 30 or 40 or 60 students, to ensure there any other way? Can we connect with the WhatsApp? Can we do something? Can we connect with the email? Can we do over a phone call? Now mentoring, which is a common academic activity, okay, every week we do it as a part of our academic activity, which is not happening in the same way for last 2 years, which used to happen regularly before the pandemic. So this mentoring is one area, the academic mentoring I'm talking about, not the psychological one, because that needs no separate intervention. The academic mentoring part for the slow learners and the people, they have the difficulties in understanding the language and other aspects. Okay, we used to handle generally in the no in the mentoring session, and try to arrange some tutorials and some other interventions, special classes, remedial classes, so that no the slow learners could pick up. But this online says during this online for last 2 years engagement, we could see that there is challenge. There is a challenge definitely in the mentoring part. So how as a teachers we can do the mentoring? What are the different other ways we can adopt, and we can go beyond, right? Like over a phone call, we can speak with some slow learners possibly and try to counsel, okay, over the phone. I think therein we need to find out some kind of no intelligence. That's it. The intelligence comes. Intelligence means we have the data. We need to analyze, dissect the data, and classify into different categories, and then find out solutions. Right? That's the need of the that's what this big data, metadata management, what these people are do. Data economy, right? Everything is driven by the data. Even for the students also, we have the slow learners, fast learners, gifted students. We call it meritorious students. So all those stuff and different categories also. Many business schools they divide and they come out with the adequate measures for different categories of students. Those who are super performers, the meritorious, gifted students, can they do beyond that? Can they do beyond that? Okay, the meritorious students, can they become gifted students? No, or not, can they improve their performance? I think therein some business intelligence or some kind of that's why today we see there's a lot of demand of Tableau software, wherein we use the data for analyzing and then come out with the strategy to find out the different ways and means to address the problem. Similarly, in the corporate also, business intelligence has got huge popularity during last. It was there before all as well, but as of now, because corporate is under stress, so they are trying to analyze the data. They are trying to find out the different categories and people needs and how that have changed, and they're coming out with a lot of solutions during this pandemic, because people are as their income has hit. So people are taking calculation, right, to purchase one item, okay, or they are just going for the basic needs or maybe a little bit beyond that. So how to attract these people? Okay, so a lot of innovations we could see even in the corporate sector. I think similar kind of innovations even in academic sector. Pay now, okay, no, study now, pay later. I think it's a very popular this one, okay, study now, pay later. Now you study free of cost, okay. When you pass out, get the job with some interest, you pay to the institutions. Study now, pay later. This is the concept because of this pandemic, okay. The huge scholarship amount is given to the students because of this pandemic, okay. The fees are slashed, okay, or the fees which was collected semester wise, now that is collected, okay, maybe fourth time, fifth time, six times, okay, over a period of time, again based on this data of the students socioeconomic background. I think a lot of innovations even in the academic, okay, we could see last 2 years, because there's a lot of pressure, okay. The parents don't have the the income, okay, sufficient income, how they could pay, but at the same time, okay, parents want their words to study, and institutions also want to deliver good educations, okay, to the good students. but there is disconnect. Okay, there is disconnect as far as fees are concerned, but definitely the fees needs to be paid. But can we develop the kind of mechanism wherein this problem for time being can be addressed? Okay, so I think in this particular area also there are a lot of interventions and a lot of innovations. Many institutions have come out with the different policies and the measures to address this particular problem, and they have been successful of doing. They're successful bringing in this kind of measures. The next one is the design and the interface. The design and the interface. I think industry, if we talk about the digital conversion, what we're talking about. You see, all industries, all small companies, okay, everyone, each and every company have gone online today. Now, many they confuse that online means just to create a website and make our presence okay on the web, digital presence. But it's not that. How we can create a very smooth user interface wherein the customers can come, they can go through the product, the demonstration, the find out the reviews, okay, they can place order, they can get the discount, the coupons, all those kind of things. I think that's what there is lot of emphasis on digital conversion. And as I said, no, initially, that academic world, by and large, majority no, was not prepared of this kind of digital intervention because no one ever thought this kind of problem will happen. But academic world has responded swiftly and have developed their IT infrastructure in a very short span of time. But still, the evaluation and assessment, okay, is one area, but that is also addressed with a lot of LMS have come into play, the Canvas and all, wherein we can do the evaluation perfectly. Okay, there is no problem as such. Okay, like how we could do it, but online proctoring, no, online proctoring may be a challenge, but there are some LMS which have come out with the video. Okay, if you turn your head and all, it's automatically captured. Okay, so examiner can find out to know this particular student is not writing off his or home. Okay, that kind of technology, the proctoring has also come into place, but there is no proctoring for 360-degree. Okay, okay, so some challenge, but by and large, online proctoring is also very very effective, and e-lab already has come into play. See, end of the day, what matters most, students, they have to take their own interest. Okay, they should not take some unwanted measures or copy things and all, because end of the day, they need to perform, they need to learn, they need to get a job. Okay, so to make them understand, create awareness. Okay, we have some challenges in the online mode, but we should not take advantage or misuse of that. Okay, that's very important. Many students, they just attend the session. I have seen that they'll switch off the video and they will go off. Okay, so many things, but what is happening end of the day? What benefits they're getting? Nothing. So they have to understand. We have to make them understand this is for your benefit. Once you go for an interview will ask you questions. If you don't attend the class properly, don't interact, don't do the assignment, in that case, you will be in trouble. So all interest is yours. We are doing our best within the challenges, within the limitations. We are trying to do best, we're trying to give our best. But you should be ready. Okay, so that's very, very important. So this about the user interface and the finance and accounting part. Now I have mentioned that kind of pressures. Now we all are going through. But at the same time, we could see that last 2 years, there are a lot of edtech companies. Okay, those are doing very well, and we know that Baiju is the world number one. Okay, edtech company. Okay, and a lot of small-time companies, they have done extremely well. And we could see a lot of startup activities in the edtech area, okay, because of the challenges in the academic world, and that's so welcome move. That's so welcome move. HR and talent development, another area, we could see that because of this pandemic, the employees need to learn the new skills, and how we can impart training to them, okay, I think that's one area, the developing the talent. Today's FDP is happening, so we all of us, okay, including me, we can share our views, and we all can learn something new. I think that's a part of the talent development. Okay, generally what we talk about, and this is happening even in the corporate also at the same time, but not at the same space what used to happen before, but definitely because of new tools and technologies that has to be learned, and otherwise there is no other go. So this is another area, the tactical area of the HR and talent development, and the marketing also. You have seen that huge no emphasis on the digital marketing tools and techniques. Okay, all companies, okay, they have used extensively, okay, this video advertising, display advertising, and we could see that there is a lot of stars, okay, a lot of stars, not Bollywood stars, but a lot of stars in the reel, a lot of stars in the YouTube shorts, those who have become famous, and they're endorsing, they're working on the commissions, and we never thought, before that, before this, no, we never thought that YouTubers, okay, they can also earn millions of rupees, okay. But this pandemic, okay, when we are at home and we could see that people are uploading videos and we're also watching videos, and we could see that there are YouTuber has become a full-time professions. There are many IIT alumnus, okay, those who are working, those who are full-time YouTuber, okay, they have millions of followers and they earn huge amount, okay, through brand endorsement, through commission work, and from YouTube. There is a gold pin, diamond pin, a lot of pins are there. Okay, so we never thought of, right? People are earning through blogs, okay, by posting their content in the blogs, okay, by advertising, okay, other companies' product, what we call in in digital marketing, the affiliate marketing, okay, a lot of ways, people, because of this pandemic, that digital marketing has come into the forefront, and this particular skill is not for the marketing, okay, this skill is required for all disciplines, even for an individual consultant, okay, he or she also needs this digital marketing skills today. And because no, you all are connected digitally, and our digital presence, what we call generally the ORP, the online reputation management, it counts a lot. Anybody want to find out what we do? We just Google that person's name fast. At the very fast shot, we try to Google it and try to find out how is that person is. So if we don't have our good presence on the web, I think there will be no. Definitely, we have already developed some okay impressions in our mind. Yes, this person is such. Okay, even without meeting. Okay, so that's the okay the marketing part. Then the project management also today. Many projects. There are many universities during this pandemic time. Okay, they have approached. They have taken up the PBL approach. Okay, project-based learning approach. Okay, given a project, make a group of students, make them do the project, make a presentations, give their learning out of this. I think that has become very effective because case study, online case study, presentations, even case studies generally, okay, we try to do it seriously, but we could see that in a class, okay, not all students take it seriously. Okay, but project-based learning that has become a huge success. Okay, not in the only in case of during this pandemic, but even in the normal time, project-based learning is proven very fruitful. Okay, very fruitful and very contemporary. On any topic, we can give the project, and because generally people have a lot of event debate, case studies kind of post-mortem. The situation was different. Okay, the past analysis what we could do during that time when the case happened is completely different now in industry 5.0 or 4.0. Okay, how we can connect, the generation has changed, the learning ability has changed, everything has changed. Can you do a case study of 10 years back now for the students of this digital age, how relevant it is? Instead of doing that, can you give a small time project based on the recent companies, like what I said that some Mr. Vikram Garg, okay, who has given pink slip to 3,000 employees over the Zoom. Can it be a case study? Can it be a project? How it can be done? What are the flaws? How this person could take a decision? What this person is mindset? How the board has reacted? What is the repercussion for taking this decision, okay, by the customers. Okay, so can it be a project? Students can learn contemporary in the digital age. I think that's the no, that's the evolution. Today, people are talking about PBL more, the project-based learning. I think that is more relevant today. Okay, so that's about then definitely the marketing we have touched upon, sell customer experience. So we could see that these are some of the areas wherein we could see the major changes, in the industry in terms of industry 4.0 in the corporate. Cloud computing, definitely cloud has a big role to play. Everything now in the similar way, the LMS, most of the LMS are cloud-based LMS. So we need not install in our system. We can access to the cloud and we can make use of those LMS in our system, in our terminal. So cloud-based computing has also become a big no hit, but there's a threat during this time. And I'm sure all of us must be very, very careful about the cyber security. Too much. Last 2 years, there are so many cheating cases. There are so many fraud cases, online fraud. Many people fall into honey trap. Many people fell into normal trapping. Okay, many people, trusted some people and fooled. Okay, so this cyber security and threat within last 2 years, the maximum cases it happened. And for academics, what is the interference or inferences we can draw from this? Academics, if we are completely on the internet, then we'll have huge database, huge content, okay, and academic performance, the record, all this stuff. If someone, okay, enters or breach the security and enters and get all the data, that's all gone. Is it not? That's all gone. What Cambridge Analytics case is there? Okay. People say that many companies, they don't do business on their software, hardware product. They do business on selling the data they have. So data is the new fuel. So everyone knows that. Okay. The students database what we have, that's a huge database. Each academic institution they have. If the companies can get access to this kind of database, all edtech companies, they will call them every now and they will travel like what for the kids as a parent you are getting called, no? Okay, take this coaching class, take this tuition every now and then. From where they are getting their phone number, the data, okay, we don't know. Someone must be selling them, is it not? So this cyber security, I think we must be very, very careful. I think this is something. This there are a lot of plus sides of digital, presence or internet, but lot of there are negative aspects, and because of the social media, okay, this Facebook and WhatsApp, Telegram, all those unwanted stuffs, okay, many people's life have ruins. So I think we all, as a teacher, we need to tell to the students, okay, no, internet should not use us. We should be able to smart enough to make use of the internet. I think that's very, very important. And cyber security is a major concern today. Now, if we talk about some of the skills based on whatever we have just spoken, I think time is now 3:30. We have still 1 hour left, and we have also a lot of things to discuss. Okay, from my side. Okay, then definitely we'll have a discussion. I'll request all the esteemed participants also add on. Okay, so that we can have a good discussion. It should not be a monologue. Okay, some of the qualities as a teacher based on whatever we all have just discussed. Okay, what are some qualities we must have in the present context? I think the number one, as I said, the stress is too much even for the teachers. So you must accept the change with the positivity. So number one, change is good. Okay, we must accept that this change is good. We must adapt these changes, and we must learn the skills all the tools, okay, which is needed, like for the HR managers or the HR teachers, they should know the HR analytics. There are different tools for the HR analytics, and we don't have the experts, okay, to teach HR analytics. Okay. So as a teacher, if I am an HR teacher, so I should learn the HR analytics tools and techniques. A lot of demand even in the corporate also. We can give some kind of consulting or extension under extension activities, some kind of MDP also you can do it for the corporate. So embrace change with positivity, number one, so that our stress level is low and we accept the change. Okay, number one. The second important lesson for all of us teachers: collaborate, collaborate, collaborate. That's the only way. Okay, I am not the best. You are not. Neither you are not the best. Neither I am the best, nor you are the best. Okay, no one can say that. Okay, I am ahead of others. I think that's a very wrong notion. We all are good at some or other things, irrespective of our background, right? So this time, we need to give hand holding to others. We need to collaborate with the other institutions, with the teachers of other institutions, and try to see how we can create synergy. Because this pandemic has brought in lot of limitations. So we should be open to collaborate with the others. So number one is accept change with positivity for all of us. Collaborate, collaborate. The third point is we need to be really very, very creative, and we need to take the risk, because a lot of risk is associated today with any decision we take because of the pressure of the finance. So creative means, I say time and again, this pandemic has given a lot of challenges, and these challenges, okay, also enabled us to become creative and bring in some kind of new innovations or new solutions to address the challenges coming out of this particular pandemic. So as a teacher, we need to be creative in terms of conducting MDP, in terms of, I think we can do a lot of MDP activities. Corporate is looking for some kind of training for their employees. Those are remote working. They need to, because that's one area they have to continuously spend. They can't say I cannot do it because technology is changing. As I said, the customers' needs and preferences changing, economy is changing. So they need to give training to their employees. But they are looking for some good people, those who can give training in this area. Whether there is any industry-sponsored research is there, where industry is looking for some area wherein some research can be conducted. Okay, so there we need to be creative. We need to find out some other areas wherein we can contribute based on our own competency. Then the another one is, as I said, that video lag, a lot of stress. So a sense of humor, I think, which is very important today. And I don't know, this may be a funny things, but people say that during this last 2 years, okay, a lot of divorce cases also filed in the courts, because never ever the spouse they stayed together for such a long time. Either husband will go for the office or wife will go for the office, so the time they stay together is very less. But when they started staying together day in and out, lot of differences due to their preferences, okay, all these things, all these things. So I think having a sense of humor, okay, can remove this kind of stress and bring in fresh air. That then teach holistically. I think that's one area, and time and again I am focusing. And when we talk about BYOD, bring your own device, and we have some students may be interested to have the content or lessons through WhatsApp. Some may be using the Google Classroom. Okay, different platform. Okay, and the institution may have different platform. Okay, in all this, okay, in situations, okay, we need to be ready so that we can teach holistically to the students. Now comes the last part, what is education 4.0, and I think here also, in this particular part also, the teachers, okay, see, teachers are heart and soul of an institution. There is a beautiful quote, and it says that quality of any institution cannot be better than the quality of its teachers. Okay, and generally many people they forget. Good teachers bring in good students. Good teachers can nurture the mediocre students. Okay, if good teachers are there, good placements will happen. So automatically, everything is dependent on the teachers. It's not on okay other things okay like building and fantastic building all those stuff, but those are required. If I say lab is required. If I say library is required. Okay, requisite number of books, but the role of teachers okay is very very important, and that's what we call teaching profession. Okay, so teaching profession. Okay, so education 4.0, the next topic it's directly related with, as I said in the beginning, with the fourth industrial revolution, wherein the advent of no internet, and this education 4.0 is linked with creativity. Okay, once again, the creativity. I'll give you the number of challenges wherein we can be creative. See, because of the lower student mobility, the US, Australia, and the Canada. These are the three areas wherein maximum Indian students or the Asian students they go for their higher studies. But this economies okay got a major hit because of this last 2 years pandemic, and many universities they're not doing their entrance test, or they're no conducting online interview, and they have okay smoothened made the no admission process very very liberal, and many students they have got some of the universities which is not possible during the normal time because of their stringent no admission procedures. Okay, so how and even within India, if you see, I talk about the Bangalore where I am located right now. In Bangalore, the uh, majority of the students, if I say, they come from the northeast sector. But because of this pandemic, okay, we don't find many students from northeast sector. So how teachers can be creative, okay, so that they can get the students. Number one, online admission, okay, online registration, online classes, let them be at their native place and attend the session. Different ways, or give some scholarship or whatever way, okay. There is a scope for creative things. I think Delhi also a lot of students come from the northeast area. Okay, so see, during this, because of the low mobility of the students, many institutions they have suffered a lot. Okay, and many they have come out with innovative measures to address this problem. So, Industry 4.0 essentially okay linked with the creativity. Now there is no demand laid instead of no supply. I think that's why we call it aggregated demand. Okay, personalized education, simply learn, Udemy, Unacademy, okay, all even IIMs they are offering online courses. I think whole world has come online today. Okay, so can we can we look into this? Can you look into this? I know AICT or UGC have some restrictions for online education. Those who have got certain score in NAC, okay, some okay they can offer on the online education. All those stuff are there as a part of. But as far as MDP is concerned, as far as certificate program is concerned, as far as good conferences are concerned, I think there is nothing, there is no limit to that. But can we explore this particular area? Okay, I think there is a lot of creativity can come into play. Competency, I think competency based instead of knowledge based. I think competency and the knowledge, these two area, education 4.0, that's what I take, is not about the knowledge in action is the competency. Many of us have good stuff, good knowledge, but we don't know how to put it into action and maximize okay its benefits. I think therein many people they, that's what many people they don't do well, even they have no huge stuff, huge knowledge. I think the competency, what knowledge put into action, the real performance, I think That's the competency which comes into play. I think this education 4.0 talks about the skills and the competency, the hands-on, okay, practice. That's very, very important. And again, in education, this 4.0 talks about more about EQ than IQ. I say time and again, because of the digital intervention, digital platform, the emotional quotient has taken a lead over intelligence quotient, because the stress and all the stuff we need to address. Okay. Now, personalized learning, definitely the on-demand learning, and we could see that on-demand learning, even Coursera, edX, okay, all universities, Stanford, you name, they have their online learning. Okay, LinkedIn, they have their biggest learning platform, LinkedIn Learning. Oh, anyone can do certification program. A lot of certification program are free of cost in the LinkedIn. Okay, so this on-demand learning has taken a lead. Okay, so that these are known as micro-credential. So people are talking, can micro-credential beat? No, can micro-credential beat the formal educational degrees in the future? If industry, they change their perspective, that will have effect on the educational institutions for sure. None of us we study for knowledge, okay, definitely. We study, okay, to live a good life, okay, perfect. The purpose of education is different, that's also perfect. But end of the day, if we don't get a job, if we can't earn our livelihood, is there any meaning in real sense? I'm not talking about any idealistic views. There is no meaning. So the way corporate is moving, that's why in all business school today, to ensure that their students are employable, they are adding lot of value-added courses, lot of skill labs they have set up, wherein they are trying to sign an MOU with the industry or the company and trying to build up those skills which is particularly needed by that company and develop and give them. Popular program by Ernst & Young. They have a campus program wherein they come and conduct training for 1 month, then they conduct a written test and they recruit. Google, they have removed their no education from their formal eligibility criteria. So little bit things are changing. So education, the knowledge, what we impact, plus the skill set is the best combination. That's, but we cannot become, no, people say that employment factory also. Purpose of education is much, much bigger. But at the same time, we need to ensure that these students going out of the college campus are employable, they're getting a job, or they become entrepreneurs, okay, or higher studies, whatever it is. I think that's also equally very, very important. Choice of education tools. This education 4.0, because it is connected with the internet, we have the multiple choice of the tools. What tools we'll use, which platform we'll use. I think therein we have a lot of flexibilities. Data analysis, again I said, we have this education 4.0, okay, enabled us to have data and conduct statistical analysis to understand the students' learnability and accordingly plan or create, okay, the lesson plan or the learning tools for the different category of students, the project-based learning, field-specific learning. I think these are some of the things which you all are talking about. Now, World Economic Forum has given 10 digital skills, okay, for education 4.0. Okay, I'm sure that many of us must have seen that, okay, in the World Economic Forum. I'll just list out that I know that all of us know all these skill sets, but still, okay. The number one is the complex problem solving is one of the skill, and how we can develop among our students. Definitely through a lot of project, a lot of case studies, okay, real-time learning, okay, a lot of internet-based questions, critical discussion questions, okay, a lot of role plays, okay, we can definitely debates. One thing is missing, okay, I think we should encourage a lot of debate and the discussion forum, okay, along with the innovation club in the business schools. I think critical thinking, they are mentioned. The second important skills, the third important skills they are mentioned as creativity. Creativity, time and again this come into play. The fourth one is the people management. End of the day, people they manage. Even robots, we talk about that, robotics and automations, okay, so much today. But end of the day, okay, even the people they manage the robot, okay, and it's not Sofia, right? Dubai, who has got the citizenship, okay, exact, it behaves like human. And we heard that Dubai is developing one area wherein more than 50% no population will be the robots. Okay, so I think no, whatever we do it, that's why many tech experts or big companies they're afraid to invest in artificial intelligence. They're worried that they should not create a Frankenstein, or when the robots will have more intelligence, the same intelligence like human being, then the human faces also will go out of no earth. So people are taking very, very calculative risk as far as artificial intelligence is concerned. Okay, use it for the business purpose, use it wherein for the medicine, no medical purposes, wherein it is required is very good. But overemphasis on artificial intelligence and make it complete like human being, and if somehow they develop okay skills to beat the human, I think which may be a possibility. That's what initially Microsoft, Bill Gates invested, then they have come back. Okay, many corporate they have gone forward and again come back. Okay, because there are some always question mark. But for business purpose, for health sector, wherever we can take the benefits, we must take it, but we cannot okay go extra. I think that will be definitely destructive. That will be definitely destructive. And that's how there is a corona, millions of people died. Okay, civilizations. Okay, how okay it goes. Okay, so now possibly we need to be very, very careful as far as artificial intelligence is concerned. Then the fifth skill is coordinating with others, and I've said that coordinations with the people are very, very important. Okay, in today's complex world, emotional intelligence, the sixth one. The seventh one is the judgment and decision making. Eighth one is service orientation. Okay, another one. Okay, service orientations. I think very, very important. We need to inculcate okay the values, the morals, the good ethos in the peoples. Okay, and that will take a long way. Then ninth one is the good negotiation skills, and 10th one is the cognitive flexibility. I think these are the 10 skill sets. 10 skill sets what World Economic Forum has suggested in industry 4.0 or in education 4.0. Now we know that technology built classrooms, the flipped classrooms, we all have been addressing and we all have been talking day in and day out. Okay, so I think it's almost 3:50, going to 4 o'clock. So let us have some minutes for interaction. I think that's a very essential part of any learning session. Interaction is very, very important. I'll request esteemed delegates, okay, so to share their views, or you may ask any questions. Okay, probably I may or may not be able to respond, but definitely someone from the team, okay, today's team can definitely respond to that. I keep this platform open now. Dr. Majabin Banu ma'am, kindly
Yes,
please
sir.
take the lead.
Sir, I think Dr. Oma ma'am wants to ask questions, sir.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Good
ma'am.
evening, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So, from academician point of view, I'll say the management teachers, or maybe it is my thinking that we generally see artificial intelligence as an engineering domain. So, what is the scope for management teachers, maybe artificial intelligence in marketing or HR or finance? Can you please throw some light on this?
Yes. I think very good question, ma'am. See, artificial intelligence. What is the use of artificial intelligence? To avoid the repetitive works. Now, let me give a simple example of artificial intelligence usage. Whenever we use the Gmail and we type a mail, automatically the next words it pops up in gray color based on our past emails, whatever we have typed. Okay, so that's the usage of the artificial intelligence in a very simpler way. So wherever there is a possibility to avoid the repetitive works, I think artificial intelligence can be very, very useful and enhance the productivity in HR, marketing, or like HR. If I take the example of the HR, see, HR, we received for one particular job profile thousands of resume, is it not? But going through the resume and screen out, it's invest a lot of time. If we calculate with the productivity and the cost, that amount to huge cost. That's when nature analytics, okay, we can study that, no, to study thousands of resume for one job, what is the cost involved? And end of the day, if we don't recruit, don't get anybody, then what is the cost on the organization, overall organization? It's a huge cost. So can we use artificial intelligence, develop a system, we give the parameters, the keywords, that's what we say, the keywords, okay, wherein automatically it can process the resume based on the keywords and the skill sets, what we have said. And that's the best use of the artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is used to reduce the repetitive works, wherein unwanted repetitive works, it takes a lot of times and a lot of cost is involved. And definitely there is a need of huge. I'll give one example. Before pandemic, in Bangalore, one school you might have heard, the Indus International School. It was there in the newspaper also. Okay, they are the first school in Bangalore which used the robot teacher. Robot teacher. One robot used to take class. The class which is doesn't need a lot of like some areas wherein they need only deliberation, that part only, not the question answer session and all. So that's also the robotics and automation come hands in hand, and definitely artificial intelligence will be in no good use while repetitive works are there, whether it is HR, marketing, and the finance, and we need to develop the system and the programs, okay, so that it can handle that. Okay, that's very important. The next part, technologically, we should develop it. That's a very good question.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yes. Next,
Is there
please.
any other question? Yeah. Dr. Tanmay sir wants to ask something.
Yes, ma'am. Not able to hear, ma'am.
Am I audible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir, audible.
Sir, you made a mention of the fact that during the pandemic, the online education it took a great amount of growth, right, sir? So my point is that, sir, in India, we have seen in the past that people are still skeptical when it comes to online education. Do you feel moving forward, and when I say online, I'm talking strictly about out and out online education, like courses on Upgrad and all. Do you see it as a serious contender to offline education, or will a collaboration of the two work? How will you see the system and the situation panning out, say in the next 5 10 years?
I think this is really worrisome. Okay, Tanmay sir asked a very no brilliant. It's a brilliant interjection. See, in change and knowledge management, CK management, we have a subject. In change management, the biggest resistance to any kind of change is we don't know how it will impact our career, our future. We are worried. Okay, that's why we don't embrace the change, which was happened in 80s when the computerization of banking sector, there was lot of strike. Now we can see sitting at home in the mobile application, we can transfer money. We purchase one tender coconut, we pay in Paytm. See the banking industry, the evolution of the banking industry, how it has evolved over a period of time, which people never thought of. In village, the small tea stall, okay, in a remotest area, use Paytm, Google Pay, Phone Pay. Surprising. Anyone never thought of. One second. As you said, definitely, that's what initially also I mentioned. How corporate is evaluating the passed out batch of 2020 and 2021. Those who have passed out during this pandemic time. We have seen in newspaper that IITs and IIMs, they are getting huge placement this year, big placements. But let us not consider to those brands, okay, because they have built a brand over a period of time. But how generally the corporates are evaluating the candidates, those who have passed out in last 2 years? I think that's one area. The third point, how corporate is changing their perception towards recruitment. Initially, even in the campus placement, you will be knowing that many companies that are coming, they'll put 60% throughout from the 10th, 12th graduation, then eligible for the placement. This is just to screen out because they have the huge numbers. Okay. So they have to have some mechanism to screen out. But can corporate say or anyone say those who have not scored 60%, they are less competent? Definitely not. Take the example of Elon Musk, the number one entrepreneur. He has done something to the SpaceX, or Richard Branson in the Virgin X, okay, Virgin Airlines. No one has ever done it. No one has ever done it. But I don't want to say that, no, like Bill Gates or Hewlett Packard or Zuckerberg to become successful, you have to be college dropout. I'm not going for that equation. I'm going for the equation, can there not be competency, can there not be capabilities of someone who has never got the opportunity to study higher education because of some or other reasons, financial or other reasons. A person may score less marks, maybe due to different reasons. Can that person never be successful in life? I think these questions time and again, corporate needs to go for introspection. You know the Twitter CEO. Twitter CEO recently appointed CEO. What is that? Which Agarwal? That name? Can someone help me? Can someone help me? Newly appointed Twitter CEO? Which Agarwal?
I think Parag.
Parag Agarwal, okay. Parag Agarwal. And on LinkedIn, there is hue and cry on Parag Agarwal. Because if you track his corporate life, you will see that every one job, he has changed some 5-6 jobs. After every one job, there is some years of gap. And corporate, you go for an Indian corporate for recruitment, why so much gap? That means you are not competent, you didn't get job, you don't have the skill sets, you are unfit for the job. That's why you were idle. That's the common response by the Indian corporate. Because he is in MNC, they value their on the time, at the particular time, that skill sets, what the corporate needs, the company needs for that particular role, whether he or she has that or not, what kind of attitude and the mindset or the learning skills or whatever foresight vision that person has or not, those things gets more weightage. But Indian corporate, I think they have to change a lot. Honestly, I'm saying. Indian corporate, they have to change a lot. Number one. And they will change. They will change under pressure. Okay, not normally, see, normally people, they don't change. They will change under pressure. Coming back to your question, because these all are interconnected, okay? It's not straightway no answer for this question, because it's a common question, okay? Now, what Tanmay sir said, see, looking forward. Now, see, because of online, if one person is good at any particular area, that person has the access to the whole world. If I'm good at, suppose, artificial intelligence or the robotics, number one, okay, then whole world is my market. Whole world is my client. Even I don't move, if I can prove in 1 or 2 cases, People will run behind me. Yes, somehow get Datta. So in terms of reach, in terms of access, in terms of cost, in terms of timing, time horizon, I think this online has fantastic advantage. But again, there is no replacement for offline as well. Because as I said, mentoring, the emotional quotients, the values, the ethics, okay, learning happens, we say, more outside the classroom in the learning environment. How can academic institutions, why US institutions are superior? Why they are superior? Because of their learning environment. What they learn in the library, what they learn in the cafeteria, how the campus is. Inside the learning is, okay, whatever is there in the lesson plan. But the learning environment, that ecosystem is created within that is called learning experience, what they get within the campus. I think Indian institutions are also trying to create that kind of campus. Can you have a museum within the campus? Can you have a cafe with the lab? Okay. Can you develop a landscape wherein students can learn? Okay. Out of the way, students can sit in the group and learn. How we can ensure that more students come into library? Students are afraid they don't go. How? Can you bring in interventions? I think this learning experience, which connected with the learning environment, okay, and which we learn when we interact face to face, we connect the positive vibes. When you meet people, this transfers 1% to other person. That cannot happen online. That cannot happen online. So the best way to move forward, and you all know, I also know, and we all agree, when experts say, is the blended way to move forward. At least 40%, okay, the lesson plan must be taught online, or 30% must be taught online, so that we get the best resource person anywhere from India, or even from abroad, at less expenses. That fellow need not travel. We need not pay the computations, airfare, or boarding, lodging, only the remuneration for the classes. The best way. The best transfer of knowledge can happen. And another 60%, the regular faculty can take the classes. I think that's the best way, Tanmay sir. I think blended and the hybrid way, what we're talking about, is the best way to move forward. But again, as I said in the beginning, they have some inbuilt challenges. We need to ensure that lesson plan and the content and how students are engaged, okay, these are exclusively done differently. Not the same thing should be repeated. What is, we do it offline, same thing cannot be repeated. Thank you so much, Tanmay sir. I think that's the moot question. Okay. Today's Industry 4.0. Yes. Can we have one or some more questions, please? Or someone wants to add on something? So let us continue.
So Datta, I have a question, Professor Ghosh here.
Yes.
Actually, in this team of faculty, there is a good number of faculty from law who are providing the teaching learning in for the LLB students. So for them, sometimes the questions may come that all these skill sets, as we used to discuss during the process, are meant for management students. So how many of these skill sets are also required for the would-be lawyers or would-be judges? Because they are ultimately the main chance will go for entrepreneurship. They are self-earner. So what is your suggestion? Because you are from that background who developed the entrepreneurs.
Okay, sir. Sir, I think sir is from the law department, sir.
Myself is not from law, but there is a good number of faculty members present here. They are also thinking in the same manner that what should be the skill set required.
Okay, sir. Actually, let me give my best. Okay. See, other day in the Twitter, there was a message which was circulating, okay, by Honorable Chief Justice of India, Ramanna sir, and he said that especially for the lawyers, okay, there will be more hands-on, Okay, hands-on in the sense, more of moot courts and all the stuff should be done so that they learn hands-on activities. Okay, more. They should not be more of bookish stuff. Okay, those things always they can refer and they can learn. Now, see, the legal profession is such a profession, I think, wherein ethics, values, and emotions not play much role. Okay, but I'm talking as a human being generally. Okay, these things play very important role. Number one, and number two, I don't know whether there was a lot of discussions that all Supreme Court cases, okay, all everything should be should be broadcasted on television so that let the people see okay how the case is proceeding or who is giving what logic, what is the basis. But still, that thing Supreme Court has not given the clearance for that. I think that may bring in a lot of challenges, a lot of different versions. We don't know, but can we have that kind of transparency in the governance system? Can the all court cases, especially in the High Court and the Supreme Court, it should be telecasted live on television. Let the people of India they see, and when they see, I think that will bring down most likely the crimes. At the same time, they will make some criminal oversmart also. But that is a different thing. I'm not saying that. But can we have that kind of governance and transparency wherein all court cases can be televised? I think that's one. The second, the what kind of skill sets? Number one, definitely a lot of hands-on, practical moot courts or whatever other methods. In the law course they go for. I think there would be those kind of activities are of much in need, and but definitely, and I don't have much idea about the legal profession on the management, but definitely as a human being, how I look at it. Number one, the course or hands-on activities definitely. Second, all lawyers must be good human being. That's the second part. And the third one is definitely the transparency and the values and ethics. What generally we talk about that lawyers should have, and they possess it also at the same time. And I think a lot of practitioners, like Mahesh Jetmalani and Kapil Sibbal or other prominent Supreme Court lawyers or High Court lawyers. I think the law department needs to tie up with them so that they can come and deliver the expert sessions, because they are the people who are practicing. I think they connect with the practicing lawyers as a mentor for the law students. I think that would definitely help them to get the right kind of orientation. That's it. But I don't know much about the legal course, so I have some limitations. I should not say something I don't know. But anyhow, I think Professor Ghosh sir has raised a very good point. And if any of my colleagues here today can give some more insights, I think that will be good learning even for me as well.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
I don't have much idea about it. Someone can add on, please.
Any other questions, please?
Everybody is now thinking on it. What skill set they should put in their course curriculum in future days.
Yes. So I think no. If there is no other question, I think we can just give some concluding remarks. I think that would be.
Right, sir.
Sure, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much. Once again, I think I extend my heartfelt thanks to GIBS and Professor Ghosh and Dr. Majabin Banu ma'am for this wonderful opportunity, the learning opportunity extended to me. And thanks to internet, being from Bangalore without traveling to Delhi, I could have the presence or grace of so many learned colleagues this afternoon. This has been a wonderful moment, and definitely I'd like to cherish for next few days, definitely not for lifetime. But good to have so many learned colleagues and so many good questions. And I shared my little experience, what I do, I have shared, and that's why I have not made any PPT. I thought, okay, let me just go. Okay, what I know, I think that's the best way to go. And thank you once again. So thank you so much. I hope that soon we get back. Anyhow, we all have come back to the campus, but we hope that we get back to campus 100%. And thank you, ma'am. Thank you once again.
So,
Thank you so much.
sir, we have learned a lot today. It was very interactive and intellectual session for us. We knew how to accept change by accepting the new tools which you have suggested, that if we are in HR field, we should go for HR analytics. Similarly, we should collaborate. We should focus on creativity, and that's how we can become good, we can evolve ourselves as a good teacher. Also, you have mentioned that knowledge in action is competency, and we all have achieved our knowledge, and for the competency, we all will try to collaborate in that term. We will try to apply that knowledge, we'll try to bring that in action. So the session was very good. So I will be informed. I would like to invite Professor Ghosh to give you an official thank note, so formal note. So please.
Yeah. It is my heartfelt congratulations to Professor Dutta. Actually, I am connected with him in a WhatsApp group. Basically, this is the first time we have connected, and we all know about Dr. Luna Majra, and through her we are connected to one. That is also a member of our group, where I used to get every day such different activities, whatever the newer things are coming. There is running NLP programs. I also extend all this information to my faculty members. And sir, from your busy schedule, you are with us for the long 2 hours. You give us a lot many, insightful information about these technologies. Now we are getting, day after day, we are getting newer technologies. And we feel that faculty members learn it later than the students. And many of the time students are more advanced in technological part. So that is why this particular point has been involved or included in our faculty development program. That it is nowadays a need that we must know what newer things are coming, so that we can club it in our pedagogy. We can focus on those techniques, those skill sets, so that the new educational policy 2020 should be fruitful, and we should take the first part on it. With this, I must say thanks to all my faculty members who are attending this session with so much enthusiasm. Today is the 4th day of the 1 week long FDP. So that I hope that you will be connected with us, stay with us, and whenever we require your help, we will get it. With this, thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Wish you all Merry Christmas and Happy New Year 2020.
On behalf of the whole team team, we must say thanks to you and your family, a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you.
Recording stopped.